Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Well, here we are almost at the end of October, and it's for the three of us the last time we get together for a lesson this month. We have a really interesting topic today. It is titled, A Hike with Matcha and Religion.
好，我们的中文标题呢是好想咬一口宜兰梦幻抹茶山。
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, listen carefully. I'm going to read this through, and then we'll get back to it sentence by sentence till you do get it. In Ilan, there is a mountain with many names. Perhaps you've heard of Sacred Mother Peak, St. Marian Trail, or Mount Sunmu. Maybe you know of it by its most recent name, Matcha Mountain. This moniker was introduced by an Instagrammer for the appearance of the surrounding hills that look like scoops of matcha ice cream. While the top may offer views of frozen mounds of matcha, the trail to the top has some unusual sights not found on most hikes. The name of the trail, St. Marian, hints at the spot's Catholic connection. One route to the top takes you by a newly built Catholic church that honors the Virgin Mary. There are plaques depicting the Stations of the Cross, which chronicle the crucifixion of Jesus, along the trail, plus a statue of Jesus at the viewing platform. There's also the Sacred Mary Hut, which is tended to by a group of nuns. If you can't wait to scramble to the top and grab that perfect picture for the gram, you should be prepared. The hike isn't a challenging one, thanks to stairs that lead to the top. However, there are nearly 6 kilometers of steps, so it will be extremely tiring. You'll want to be wearing some decent sneakers. For those feeling a bit more adventurous, rather than finishing at the viewing platform, you can head up to Sanjiaolun Peak, though this section is much steeper and doesn't have stairs. Whatever you choose to do, expect a pretty full day of hiking and be sure to bring plenty of food and water.
Okay, so in Ilan, there is a mountain with many names. A many-named mountain.
这一句很简单，就是在宜兰呢有一座山 there's a mountain with many names， 就是它有很多的名字，就是有一座拥有许多名字的山。
Okay, perhaps you've heard of Sacred Mother Peak, St. Marian Trail, or Mount Sunmu. These are some of the names that you might have heard. Sacred Mother, we'll be talking about that in a moment. St. Marian, we'll be talking about that too. Now, Mount Sunmu is the mother spirit or the mother goddess.
圣母 yeah.
Sunmu.
Yeah, it's like Sacred Mother.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense because that's Mary.
Yeah, 所以呢，这个地方 perhaps you've heard of， 也许你听过Sacred Mother Peak 那 Sacred Mother 就是这个圣母那这个 Peak 就是峰，所以你也许听过圣母峰这是台湾的圣母峰那也许你也听过 St. Marian Trail， 那也是圣母步道因为这 St. Marian 就是也是圣母然后呢，或者是 Mount 圣母，这是拼音的圣母是圣母山，也许你听过这些名字所以它有很多名字，这3个都是它的名字。
So maybe you know of it by its most recent name, Matcha Mountain.
所以呢，也许 you know of it 就是你认得它，你知道它是 by 用另外一个名字你认得它就是什么名字呢？是它最近的这个名字 its most recent name 就是抹茶山。
This moniker, a moniker is a name or a nickname, not an official name, was introduced by an Instagrammer for the appearance, because of its appearance, the mountain's appearance. The surrounding hills look like scoops of matcha ice cream. I don't know Instagrammer and I don't know matcha ice cream. So I'll hand that over to you.
Okay, well, IG is something that everybody knows who owns a smartphone. It's owned by Facebook, and it's basically you get to put up a single picture with a single link. And so people put up a daily picture of their beautiful lives. And just like Facebook, it's all lies.
Yeah.
Or, well, exaggerations.
Yeah.
So it is spelled as Instagrammer is with one M?
So an Instagrammer is somebody who makes their kind of living and some actually influence, like an actual living off of influencing people through their beautiful pictures. It's an actual profession. You can be an Instagrammer, but the actual platform is called Instagram.
Yeah.
Like if you're on Facebook, no one is a Facebooker because no one uses Facebook to like make money as far as I know this way. But YouTube is also an influencer platform, so you can be a YouTuber. And often people who are Instagrammers are also YouTubers. These go hand in hand. They're complementary marketing techniques that can make you money.
好，所以这 Instagrammer 哈，就是 Instagram 的玩家哈，跟 YouTuber 一样哈，就是这个 YouTube 的玩家，通常他们都是可以用这个来赚钱的哈。好，所以我们可以看到说这个地方 this moniker 就是 a nickname 哈，这个名字就是抹茶山这个名字呢 was introduced by 是由谁啊开始用呢？啊 ，introduce 这你可以把它解释成为就是 to bring into use 哈，就谁开始用呢？是由一个这个 Instagrammer 开始用 for 是 because of 的，因为 the appearance 就是外观 of the surrounding hills， 因为这个抹茶山周围的这些山的这个外观呢，啊是怎么样呢 ？That look like 看起来好像是 scoops of 一球一球的一勺一勺的 matcha 啊，就是抹茶。啊 ，matcha 就是抹茶冰淇淋。那为什么抹茶冰淇淋？因为大家看起来很像冰淇淋。那因为是绿色的，抹茶冰淇淋是绿色的啊。那些山当然也是绿色的，所以看起来像抹茶冰淇淋啊。那因为颜色的关系，还有形状的关系。
And so, while the top may offer views of frozen mounds of matcha, or mountains, the trail to the top has some unusual sights not found on most hikes, especially not in Taiwan.
好 while 就虽然呢这个 top 它的山顶 may 可能可以 offer 可以 provide 可以给你 views of frozen mounds of 抹茶，好，所以这个山顶呢可能会给你看好这个 views 可以提供了一些抹茶冰淇淋的或者抹茶冰球的这个景象啊，这个 frozen 就是冰冻的 mound 就是这个一堆或者山丘那个丘啊，所以会给你这样的感觉。但是呢 the trail to the top trail 就是步道啊，这个通往山顶的步道 has some 有一些 unusual sites 有一些不寻常的地点啊，那这个地点呢这些位置呢在这里指的是地点哈 not found 你找不到的哈 on most hikes 在大多数的登山步道啊，这里主要指的是这个 hiking experiences 啊，你在大多数登山步道上的经验里面，你很难找到这些 unusual sites 这些不寻常的地方。
The name of the trail, St. Marian, hints at the spot's Catholic connection. So remember, one of the monikers, one of the names for this mountain is the St. Marian Trail. Well, when you see S, S, and then T, and then period, in front of a word which is capitalized, it means saint, S-A-I-N-T. That's what we do in English. If it's Marian and then S and then T, Dian, then it means street. So don't confuse these two. When it's in front, it's saint. When it's behind or after, then it means street. So here it is the Saint Marian. And there are many, many place names or sites, S-I-T-E-S, with this saint something. And that is used by the Catholic Church.
It's not Christian and it's not Orthodox. It's Catholic.
Catholic is 天主教. Now, it is Christian because Christianity includes Catholics, Protestants, and Orthodox.
Yeah, but by saying it's not Christian, I meant it's not Baptist or Protestant or Episcopalian or any of the others.
Yeah, those are Protestant churches. The original church that Jesus asked Peter to start what became the Catholic Church, and over centuries of history, the Catholic Church branched off into other kinds of Christian, because they all follow the teachings of Christ, the Christian groups. In Eastern Europe, they became Orthodox. In Northern Western Europe, many, although there were Catholics there too, many groups consider themselves Protestants, but all of them are Christian.
好，这地方可能有一点 confusing 哈。那这个地方事实上，如果我们讲 Christians 哈，那这个从大范围来讲呢，这个 Christians 包括了这个东正教、天主教，还有我们所谓的基督教啊。那这三个都是属于 Christians， 但是在尤其这个美式英文里面，当他们讲到 Christian 的时候呢，他们常常指的是这个所谓的基督教啊。那基督教呢，这个英文是 Protestant 啊，它这个正式的翻译是新教哈，新旧的新，所以有天主教、有新教、有东正教，这三个都是属于基督教。但是当我们英文里讲 Christian 的时候，常常指的是这个新教啊，就是非天主教、非东正教。好，那我们这里这个 Saint Marian 这个当然是天主教，因为天主教他们是这个敬拜圣母的啊。那刚刚 Bruce 老师讲到说，这个 Saint 如果是大写放在另外一个专有名词的前面的话，通常是 Saint 是圣人的意思哈 ，SAINT 的意思。但如果 Saint 是小写放在一个专有名词的后面的话，那就是 street 的意思。也是大写，也是对，也是大写，但是它放在这个专有名词后面的一个 ST， 通常就是 street 的缩写。所以各位记得哈 ，Saint 这个 ST 放在前面跟放在后面意思不一样，放在专有名词的前面是 Saint， 放在专有名词的后面是街道。好，所以我们看到这个地方他讲 the name of the trail， 这个登山步道的名称啊叫 Saint Marian。那 hints at 就是这个 suggests 啊，它 give a hint 啊，那这个它略略的暗示啊或者提示什么东西呢？是这个 spot 这个地方地点或者地方的 Catholic connection， 它的天主教的一些连结，因为你看到这个 Saint Marian， 你就知道它跟天主教是有关系的。
One route to the top, or one route to the top, takes you by a newly built Catholic church that honors the Virgin Mary. So a route is a path. I initially pronounced it as route, but the way
Thank you.
Half of America pronounces it route, represented by Bruce, and half of it pronounces it route, represented by me. However, I also think of it as if there's a fixed route, like for buses, it's more of a route. But if it's something that you choose, like what's our vacation route, then it makes more sense to me to pronounce route. But that might be a distinction without a difference. I generally pronounce it route.
Yeah, Midwest and West, and then East Coast. I've noticed, I'm from the East Coast, we all say route. When I meet people from the Midwest or California, they say route.
所以这个 Bruce 老师呢是美国东部的人啊，所以他们通常讲 route。那好像这个美国西部的那或者中西部的人好像都是念 route 所以这个是念 route 念 route 都可以那这个刚刚 Angela 老师说他个人是觉得说好像公车的路线bus route， 他觉得这样子好像这个比他比较更容易听，会念成 route。但如果说你出去旅行，你走不同的路线，那个有的时候他就把它念成 route 两个都可以。好，所以one route to the top， 到山顶的一条路呢 takes you 会带你 by 就是经过一个 newly built 新盖的一个教堂一个 Catholic Church 那这个教堂呢是 that honor 就是纪念或者向谁致敬这个教堂呢，它是纪念或者是敬拜这个the Virgin Mary 就圣母玛利亚。
There are plaques depicting the stations of the cross. So as you walk on this particular hiking trail, there are signs with words on them, plaques, and they show the stations of the cross. You don't have to worry about this. If you're Catholic, you already know what it means. If you're not Catholic, you could look this up and get better picture of it. But
the fastest way to say it is a ritual conducted at Easter where you visit each station of the cross and think about what happened to Jesus at that moment and the suffering of his crucifixion.
Yeah, so these plaques chronicle, they show you one by one, time one after another, about the crucifixion. You can see C-R-U-C here. Cross is another way to describe this, C-R-O-S-S. The crucifixion was the killing of Jesus while he was on a cross. And you see all of this along the trail, St. Marian's Trail, plus a statue of Jesus at the viewing platform. So these are all signs that, whoa, this is a Catholic site, S-I-T-E, because all of the things I see here from St. Marian's Trail to plaques talking about the crucifixion of Jesus and so on, this is definitely a place with Catholic heritage or Catholic influence.
Okay, 所以 there are plaques 就是匾匾额的那个匾depicting 描绘的是the stations of the cross， 这个中文翻译成苦路这辛苦的苦路它是指天主教他模仿耶稣在耶路撒冷被钉上十字架这个过程里面他所重现的一种宗教活动那又称为拜苦路就是拜那个拜苦路，或者是圣路善功那 stations 你可以把它想成就是他在路上经过了一站一站就一个阶段一个阶段，一站一站所以他这里说他描述了 the stations of the cross 苦路which所谓的 the stations of the cross 它怎么样呢？就是 chronicle 在这里是动词的意思就是依照时序来记载来呈现它这个依照时序来呈现 the crucifixion of Jesus 就是耶稣被钉上十字架这件事情那 along the trail 就是你沿着这个步道呢你会看到这个各种匾它描述的就是苦路那 plus 此外还有什么样 a statue of Jesus 一个耶稣的像at the viewing platform 就是观景台 viewing platform 所以在观景台你还会看到一个耶稣的像
There's also the Sacred Mary Hut, which is a small wooden building which is tended to by a group of nuns.
所以这里讲说 there is also 也有一个 the Sacred Mary Hut 就是圣母山庄Hut 这个字呢本来是指一个简陋的小屋，但是它也可以指让登山客避难的一个 sturdy building 一个很坚固的一个这个建筑物，就是山庄像很多登山的人会发现台湾也有很多山上会有一些所谓的山庄它可以让你避难等等的，那这个 hut 就是这样的意思所以这个The Sacred Mary Hut 把它翻成圣母山庄那 which 就是指这个圣母山庄呢 is tended to tend to 就是 take care of 或者是 look after 这个山庄是由谁所照顾的呢？是由一群修女所照顾的。
If you can't wait to scramble to the top and grab that perfect picture for the gram, you should be prepared. Scramble means to run or move very quickly to the top.Grab here means to take advantage of some situation, and that would be a picture for Instagram. Well, before you're ready to do that, you should be prepared. How?
好，等一下就会看到。那我们再看先看这个句子。他说，如果你没有办法，你迫不及待的要 scramble to the top。scramble 就是迅速而且笨拙的通常是手脚并用的爬所以你如果等不及。要爬到山顶然后呢 grab that perfect picture 现在英文常常会看到 grab a picture 就是 take a picture 的意思，所以你想要照那个很完美的照片放在你的 Instagram the gram 就是 the Instagram 上面那如果你是这样子的话呢 you should be prepared 你应该要准备一下就是换句话说没有那么容易的，不是说你说爬就可以爬的。
So it's not that the hike is very challenging in terms of that the road is very hard to navigate because there's stairs that lead to the top. There's stairs. You're just basically walking a giant staircase.
好，所以呢，他这里讲到说，这个the hike isn't a challenging one 所以你往上爬呢，并不是非常具有挑战性的那 Thanks to 多亏了 stairs that lead to the top， 多亏了有这个一些阶梯啊，它通往山上的阶梯，所以这个并不是说像你要登山一样要有装备啊，还要有导航的装备，还要有向导啊什么，不是那样子的哈，它不是那样子的一个 challenging one.
However, there are nearly 6 kilometers of steps, so it will be extremely tiring.
Every step is simple, yet the whole is a challenge.
There will be thousands of steps.
Yeah, 所以他说 you should be prepared 哈，你要准备好，不是因为说那个路很难走，而是因为有很多阶梯要爬哈，所以他说有将近6公里的阶梯哈，6 kilometers of steps， 所以 it will be 将会是 extremely tiring， 非常的累人哈 ，tiring 就是累人。
You'll want to be wearing some decent sneakers. You're going to want some padding on your feet.
padding 就是要有垫子哈，所以那个足垫很重要，鞋子很重要，所以 you will want to 你想要 be wearing 哈，就是在登山这段期间，你会希望你要穿的是怎么样一些 decent， 在这里不是说很有尊严的 decent， 在这里就是怎么样，就是 of good enough quality 啊，所以我们谈的 a decent meal 就是这个不是随便的一餐啊，或者 a decent night's sleep 啊，就是晚上好好睡一觉。所以这地方就是你需要一些这个够好的适当的这个 sneakers 运动鞋。
For those feeling a bit more adventurous, if 6 kilometers of steps in your sneakers or whatever you're wearing is not challenging enough for you, rather than finishing at the viewing platform, which is we just mentioned before, you can go further and higher up to Sanjiaolun Peak. Remember, peak is the top of a mountain. Though this section is much steeper and doesn't have stairs. Now, you'll be not quite mountain climbing, but it will be a far more difficult climb.
For those 对于那些人啊 those people who are 对于那些 feeling a bit more adventurous 啊，想要更有多一点挑战的人啊，就觉得更想要去挑战的一些人呢啊，那么 rather than 啊，你与其啊这个 finishing at the viewing platform， 你与其就在这个 viewing platform 观景台就停住了啊 ，finish at 就是以什么为终点，好，这 rather than 你可以翻成与其，或者是你如果更想挑战的话，那你就不要哈，光就在这个观景台就停了，你可以怎么样呢 ？You can head up to， 你可以往上爬到三角轮山顶。好，虽然说 this section 这一段路呢 is much steeper， 它是更陡峭的，而且呢 doesn't have stairs， 没有阶梯。
Whatever you choose to do, expect a pretty full day of hiking and be sure to bring plenty of food and water. A pretty full day is not an extremely full day. It's slightly less than full.
A little busy.
A little busy.
好，所以呢 whatever you choose to do， 不管你选择做什么啊 expect 就是你可以期待，这个是个祈使句哈，主词是 you， 你可以期待会有一个 pretty 啊 fairly 或者 very 啊 full day of hiking 啊，这个你会爬山会爬一整天啊，所以你可以期待可以爬一整天，而且你要 be sure， 你一定要 be sure to， 你一定要 make sure 你带的make sure 怎么样呢 ？You bring 你一定要带 plenty of food and water， 你要带这个很多水很多食物啊，因为 you are gonna need it。
Okay. You probably need a break from us. We will be back next month. Oh, my goodness. It'll be November. All right. Till we see you again.